to have it. I want your touch. You're such a magnet. I can't get enough. I've been keeping myself in line. You have me figured the very first sight. 'Cause you're some emotion that I haven't felt in what feels like a lifetime under your spell. You know I would give it all up just to be with you. You know I've been waiting so long to get my message through. I ain't hiding, I'll fight for you and let me be your sole survivor. So come on and listen to me. I'm giving you a chance to break from the rhythm, the city. So take me by the hand. I ain't hiding, I'll fight for you and to be your sole survivor. You're never empty, you've got a light. Mercury's rising, temperature's high. You're an ocean, I don't want to shake. 'Cause the reaction don't move my way. 'Cause you're some emotion that I haven't felt. You feels like a lifetime under your spell. You know I would give it all up just to be with you. You know I've been waiting so long to get my message through. I ain't hiding, I'll fight for you and let me be your sole survivor. Listen to me, I'm giving you a chance to break from the rhythm, the city. So take me by the hand. I ain't hiding, I'll fight for you and to be your sole survivor.
Yo, 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 what's going on, chat? Welcome in, everybody. Guys, thank you so much for being here this afternoon. I'm very, very excited about today's episode of Practical Pudge. It's been a minute since we've been out here and had some good conversations. Sometimes we're doing some design work. Sometimes we're doing some $1.80 strategy. But we are back to having some great conversations with amazing people. And I am very, very pumped about today's conversation with our brand Earthkind and possibly others. Who knows what might happen. Guys, thank you so much for coming in to the live stream. Please remember to like the stream, repost the stream, comment and chat, do all of the wonderful things. Ranting and subscribing is awesome as well, but not necessary. Please do the other things though, so that we can get the stream out to everybody. As you can see up here in the top corner, Angel says hello. She's just hanging out in the dog cam. And it is good to see every one of you out here. We had a good stream this morning. Good games were played. And I appreciate all of the raids, the rants, the gifted subs. Very, very grateful for every single one of you guys. But without a whole lot of ado, I want to bring in my guest for the show today. She is the CEO of Earthkind. She is CEO and founder. Well, she is the founder of Earthkind, and I will let her correct all of my mistakes that I am talking about as I bring her in. Guys, please welcome in Carrie from Earthkind. Carrie, how are you today?
Hey, everybody. I am fantastic. Good to be with you today.
Awesome. So good to have you on the show, Carrie. I would love for you to just kind of give us a big overview of yourself. You and I have chatted a little bit beforehand, but I'd love for you to just give an intro of who you are and kind of how you've gotten to the point that you've gotten to as a founder, as a business owner, leader, developer, and ultimately a team leader as well.
Sure, I'd be happy to. I'm Carrie, mom of four, grandma of eight, and chief peace officer to millions. I say that because I started Earthkind, and I was actually going out of my mind trying to control the pests.
Mm.
I had a mouse run up my leg my first trip out to the farm, and it freaked me out really, really bad. And that continued to be a problem on the farm. Mice kept getting into our stuff, and I was a person that didn't want to kill them. I didn't want to have to trap them and then dispose of the bodies. I was worried about using poisons with the pets and kids. So I invented a better way to control pests. And I came up with this little pouch design. We're well known for this. We've sold over 60 million of these things to control pests.
Wow.
And yeah, there's
Wow.
three things that are different about Earthkind and about this company that I founded. Number one, it's naturally effective. So our products work without killing or poisons. They give equal or better results than the old traditional methods. A whole lot less work, though. They're kinder by design.
Right.
So they're safe for our ecosystems and our pets and kids and ladies like me that didn't want to go through all the grossness of having to kill stuff. And then lastly, effortless peace. They make it really super easy to control pests.
Yeah. So what's the special ingredient behind having an effective pest control that's natural?
So the secret sauce of this, you could say, came from my background because I grew up in cities and I was working in cosmetics when I started this company.
Mhm.
So I had a really different idea of what I thought pest control could be or should be. And so I started out like, how do you make it prettier, right? How do you make
Right.
it smell good?
Yep.
How do we do it with stuff that we grow on the farm? I
Mm.
thought, wouldn't that be cool? I'm like, talk about the ultimate get rich quick thing, right? It didn't
Yeah.
turn out like that. And I had tried using peppermint oil and making things like that, like because it's an old wives' tale. And we grew herbs on the farm. I used to
Sure.
grow them by the acres and sell to big companies we all know. And but it didn't work. It wasn't that effective.
Mhm.
So I had to go out and make discoveries. Those have turned into patents. Those have turned into new policies.
Mm.
It ended up turning into a whole new category. It's gone far further than I ever would have thought of. And today we have products for rodents. We're the number
Mhm.
one product out there, and it's used from homes. It's used in farms. It's used by government. It's used all over the place. Mosquitoes is our second most loved product, and we make
Yeah.
a mosquito repellent. And that too is kind of pretty. It says dressed up nice, like a lady you can put it in your purse. But yet,
There you go.
this is the efficacy. It's like top rated, like,
Yeah.
and it's unscented and it's skin friendly, so it feels like a lotion. It's okay to use if you're pregnant. It's okay to use on kids. It was a
Wow.
product, so I could go out. My grandkids could go out. All of those with us with sensitive skin, even eczema. You
Mm.
can actually wear this product and it doesn't feel and stink. And so it's like a different approach.
Right.
We make a spider repellent that is also very well sold across all the
Interesting.
US. And again, it was a product that people just needed a different way because I myself did it. I grew up with an entomologist, so
Right.
he worked for companies developing products, and I'd watch him spray and kill stuff, and I was like, Dad, this is crazy. How do you do this? And
Mm-hmm.
so again, it was like a different thought growing up with him
Yeah.
and realizing that, hey, I think this could be the way I envisioned it. And so it was pretty new on the market, and it's taken off, and now there's quite a few of us in the category, but we're still Earthkind pouches. There's still a lot of power in the pouch, is we like to say. So they're top rated, pretty much available in almost every city across the country now. So over 35,000 stores and on Amazon. And you're in my home right now.
That's right.
So
That's
as a
right.
founder, I'm doing this from my own home.
I love that. Did you ever think when you were kind of brainstorming this, when you were sitting there in your kitchen for the first time, thinking about this, how can I create this this safe rodent repellent that will be all of these things that you've described? When you were pontificating that product, did you think it would become like a product, or were you just trying to find something to use at home?
It's so funny. Pontificating is really a good word for it,
Yeah.
because I wanted something for my own home for
Mhm.
sure. But it was interesting because as I started to get other people, my friends, and then I took it to our local implement
Mm.
store and said, "This really works." And we didn't have any money, and I'm
Right.
like, maybe it could be more. So I was
Mm.
like, I got to find a grant. And I was like, well, maybe it's not going to work like it does for us. So then I had to get everything and, get scientists involved and get all of that
Sure.
going. But I got more and more excited. And the day that I knew
Mm.
that it was more than just, something that worked for me, right? Or a small select group of people,
Right.
was I took it to like this craft show, and I was like sold out, and the media came through and they did an interview. And this is in North Dakota, and it's
Interesting.
30 below zero.
Oh my gosh.
And there was like 2 blocks long where people waiting outside to get in to buy it.
Wow. Your product.
My product. And it was just
Wow.
from one media interview. And it was really cool. And then at the end of the line, there was the pesticide police, which is like the EPA. And they're like,
Yeah.
you can't make these claims without a license to do this.
Mhm.
This is a regulated industry. And I'm like, well, it's all natural. Everything that's in here you could eat,
Right.
And you're like, oh, ma'am, that's not how it works. And so then it was like a very big decision, and I sold my pack horse, and I sold my 78 Pathfinder camper, and I
Mm.
did, everything I could to just keep it going. So
Yeah.
it was, classic bootstrap
Right.
all the way.
I love that. I love that. So, Carrie, tell us about this new brand that you're developing.
So we have a brand. We took our Fresh Cab brand original. It's been
Mhm.
18 years. So it's like this big thing, right? 18 years. So my baby is
Right.
growing up to an adult. So we just repackaged, and it kind of looks retro what it used to be.
Mhm.
But this
Mhm.
is
I
the
like
first
that.
time anybody's seeing it publicly. So hopefully I don't get into too much trouble for this.
Oh, wow.
But we needed a look that was just a little grabbier on the shelf, so to speak,
Mhm.
and something that reflected the uniqueness of it. Because there's a lot of competitors in the market now to what we have, and claims that we wanted to use on there. So that'll be out in stores, hitting shelves very soon, like starting next month.
Ooh.
So it's still considered, the company is Earthkind. And yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. That's like very, very cool.
So what's this? What's the new product? Is it just an external makeover, or do you have an entire new product that you're coming out with?
No, this is just an external makeover on the
Mhm.
packaging. And we've always, like every 3 years or so, we
Mm.
update our packaging a little bit, just so it, stays fresh. But this time we just took it a lot further.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
I asked some old customers that have been buying from us for the 18 years, and they're like, I love it. It's kind of retro, but yet it's modern. And
Yeah.
so it's always
Yeah.
risky because statistics show that 90% of all package rebrands fail to create a lift or to do what they're supposed to do.
Right.
So, I take that as we better be really good in the execution phase of it for sure.
Yeah, I believe that most of that has to do with the lack of trust that the brand has with the client. And if you have a good relationship with your audience, with your the people that are buying your product, then it doesn't matter what your box looks like, I don't think.
Yeah, well, that's how I've always felt about it.
Mhm.
And the branding agency that we hired to help us with the package refresh did all the tests they do, and they'd never seen a higher preference than what they saw with our
Wow.
product from before to after.
Yeah.
And we have really high loyalty, brand loyalty. And I like to think it could have been, we're just one of those companies. We still have people on the phone.
There you go. I think that makes such a big difference in a world that's being completely overtaken by artificial intelligence. The human individual that you can have an actual conversation with and understand each other is severely underrated.
100%. And if, for instance, if a customer calls us or wants a refund, we'll give them a refund and
Right.
say, oh, but you know what? You might have used it wrong. We'll give you a free product too.
Yep.
And it is amazing because with 3/4 of the time, it was just product wasn't used right. And
Right.
so there was some confusion, and it helped us to just improve the business and the offering and, the packaging and all of it. So
Yeah.
it's never wrong to meet with customers.
Yeah, I think the worst kind of customer to have is the customer that doesn't tell you what the problem is
Right.
and just stops using your
Yeah.
product.
Yeah. I've had this love affair with customers that call in and they're like crazy and irate. You see these on the internet, right? And they're
Yep.
like screaming. And it's like,
Yes.
I'm like, okay, I'm always thinking God sent me this person for a reason,
For a
right? There's
reason. Yep.
something here. And those people that are the loudest like that end up being like the biggest advocates
Yeah.
for a brand. So I've never been scared of bad news. In fact, I welcome it really.
Yep. For sure. For sure.
Yeah.
What would you say has been the most difficult thing about raising a a natural pest repellent brand?
You're talking to the mom here, so
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I
I've
said
seen
it
the
the way
good,
I said
bad,
it.
and the ugly for sure.
Yeah.
Uh, well, probably the biggest and the hardest part was being able to like have the courage in myself to say, okay, this deserves to be a brand, and to
Mm.
say, um, farmers and families deserve to have protection without harm.
Yep.
That was really, really kept me going, and that helped to get through every single hoop
Mm.
that needed to happen, because raising a, a natural baby in
Yep.
a toxic world is like the tiny minority, right? And everybody
Yep.
looks at you like you're a reject and like, oh, it's natural, it won't work. So
Right.
even as far as keeping the Earthkind brand small on the box,
Mhm.
because people were like, "Oh, are you one of those pot smokers?" They thought we were from like I don't know what they call it
Colorado or
woke
something.
nowadays. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So
Yeah.
there was a lot to learn going out. So it actually worked in our favor because going out and making our place in the chemical category, we
Mhm.
actually did it. If we'd have went out trying to say, "Oh, we're all natural," I don't think
Yeah.
it would have worked because people assume natural's not gonna work.
That's right.
But when you
That
put it in the chemical category and you don't say really natural on there anywhere
right.
other than, botanical, keeps mice out, guaranteed.
Yep.
People were like, "Oh, okay."
Yep.
And then one of the most powerful things was learning that brand narrative, right? So for us, it was okay. Families deserve protection without harm, but there's more than that. There's this peace of mind that comes with it.
Mhm.
Uh, and I'd stop in at the implement dealers where we sold a lot of this, like at the John Deere stores, and it's a John
Sure.
Deere part still to this day. And they would talk about this brand as a marriage fixer.
A marriage fixer. Very interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Because all these tractors were getting hauled in there to get fixed because of mice chewing up the wires.
Hmm.
And so the women were so incredibly happy because they were always blamed with not keeping the tractors clean enough that the mice stayed out.
Very
And
interesting.
so that brand narrative story really took root, and it just quickly put us through all 2,000 John Deere stores.
Huh.
And the women, of course, heard about it. And then I went out and I spoke to all these women's
Right.
like Ag Woman of the Year groups and things like that, and
Yeah.
got on radio shows that had people call in and they talk about it and laugh about it and say, "Thank God you've really fixed the marriage." And and the fact of it is pests cause a lot of stress.
They sure do. It's crazy how millions of these little things all over the place, whatever it is, whether it's pests or just these little stressors, are the things that put so much pressure on a marriage. It's not the big things like mortgage or, your kid's college fund or anything like that. It's these little itty bitty things.
It is, and I found this is when they'd swear, right? And they
Mhm.
would just, like, cast a blue streak, and then there was the cost, and then there was the poisons of it,
Mhm.
and,
Mhm.
I was like, "Oh, well, that's really cool, like, what is the job this brand actually does?"
Right, yeah.
It is
Exactly.
the job. It's a lot more than just it's the past. So it is a proactive way to prevent all of that mess and that stress
Yeah. Yeah,
and the
absolutely.
and the toxins. So yeah.
So you mentioned cost. How does your product compare in the cost bracket against some of these more synthetic chemical brands?
So with the synthetic chemical brands today, it's a little different than it used to be.
Mhm.
When I'll start out what it used to be. When we came out, we were the first, non-toxic, no kill. We were on the shelf at 12.50, I believe, and the baits were next to us at 3.95.
Mm.
And
Mhm.
everybody said, "Nah, it's not going to work."
Yeah.
But when you think it saves your marriage,
Right.
and you think about your dog,
Yeah.
and the fact that the women loved it and were asking for it, of course,
Sure.
it smells good, it looks good, it's made in a good way. Of
Mhm.
course, it's, gonna be good. So now flash forward all these years later, after we got about 5% market penetration, that's when you know, Procter& and Gamble says, "Hey, this is a good sleepy category, I think is
Gotcha.
ready for us." And SC Johnson and the others jumped in, and
Mhm.
quite a few other small brands jumped in, and they came in at pretty much a pretty high price, which allowed them to make money even though they're using synthetics as compared or
Mhm.
using a spray where ours is a pouch, but it's definitely brought up all the prices in the category, so to speak,
Yeah.
than, when it first started. But I think pest control people, it does so much for them. So it
Mhm.
shouldn't be, it's not something that you need every single day either.
Right.
So it's worth the investment. I mean, for a box like this, you're talking $15 to $20, something like that. It's
Right.
just like,
And what's the frequency of application for the product? What is that?
so most people buy it 3 to 4 times a year.
Okay.
They'll do a replacement on it. If there's some facilities, say like, companies that use it and they have continual, like hundreds of rodents trying to get in all the time,
Mhm.
you would want to replace it every single month.
Yeah, for sure. If you're like a warehouse, but my house in the basement here, once a quarter.
Yeah, something like that. And there's certain times of the year that there's going to be mice trying to get in. Like this time of the year when it gets cold,
Sure.
mice are looking for a way to get in. And there's certain areas they go in your house. So this is where we can really outshine. We do a lot of education. So if
Hmm.
people come to our website, earthkind.com, you can click on the pest and there's all kinds of tutorials on there. You can call our help desk and we can help you through it. Because there's some facts out there people don't really realize about mice. Like 20% of all household fires are attributed to mice chewing on wires.
That makes a lot of sense to me
Yeah. And
and is a little terrifying.
yeah, you look at cars and sitting,
Mm.
they same thing. RVs,
Yep.
same thing. They can do a lot of damage. Or implements, like we're kind of where we cut our teeth. Because if they get into a wiring harness, that's $6,000, something like that.
Right.
So you want to use it right. And most of the time, when a mouse gets into your house, they're going to go and find a place that they can hide, that you can't see them, and they can make their
Right.
nest and make their babies. And it's usually within 20 feet of where you're going to have a food source or a water source.
That's not terrifying at all.
I know. So because we're all about that relationship and right relationship, right, in our families and with nature. We have all kinds of advice that helps. That we could sell probably more product without doing that, but that's really our goal and our mission
Right.
is to get rid of the stress and the pests and the mess and the
Quality
poison.
over quantity.
Yeah, yeah, little less F words flown around the house.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, you said it's a pouch and you guys have the rebrand, it's a box.
Mhm.
Talk me through the application process. We struggle with fleas, ticks, and mosquitoes in my area. What product do I need and how do I apply it to the area?
Okay, so for our mosquito repellent, this works for mosquitoes it's like pretty amazing. 14 hours effective protection from mosquitoes and ticks. It repels biting flies, gnats, and chiggers for 8 hours.
Hmm.
And with this product, it's just a simple, you spray it like this and it's a lotion and then you rub it in and
Okay.
and it gives you that protection. Now, as far as fleas, we don't have anything like that. So we don't cover that. But with any kind of mosquito repellent, you want to put it on before you go outside
Right.
or have it in your pockets so that it's there when you get out to the trail or go biking.
Right.
And with a lot of people listening are going to be mosquito prone.
Mhm.
And, what we found is that they'll come to the carbon in your skin. So people that are very athletic or have a lot of carbon,
Mhm.
that seems to be where the mosquitoes are attracted to. And this
Interesting.
product with the formula and the spray lotion, it makes you invisible actually. So that carbon, they're not seeing it and smelling it and coming after it.
Very, very interesting. What for you building a business like this, bootstrapping a brand, and what can be sometimes I will unironically use this word. It can be a toxic environment. Um, what's the kind of the biggest struggle building the brand in the industry that you're in?
I think really the biggest struggle was coming out, not being an entomologist,
Hmm.
being a female, and then not killing things. Pretty much everybody just right off the bat said, "You can't do this. You don't have an entomology degree."
Hmm.
And then they said, "People don't want things. People want to kill things." So that was really the kind of the one thing I said, wow, if there's one thing I can do with my life is to convince the world, you don't always have to kill things.
Yeah.
It would so be worth it, right? I could take my last breath and I'd be, heralded, whatever, and have it. I'm like, that's a good thing to accomplish. But it was a bigger thing than most people would realize.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was mocking, there was all the things that you hear about these profilers in the CIA, like,
Hmm.
they say you want to socially discredit people, you want to make them feel dumb, it's like
Yeah.
every single one of those things happened to me. And so it took a lot of tenacity to keep
Mm.
coming back.
Yeah.
And and people's eyes were really opened because I'd be at a trade show, for instance, in the early years, and as we're getting mocked, it's like we're talking, like sitting there, and we'd sell out, you
Yeah.
know? And afterwards I'd say, "Well, okay, I picked up, let's see, 33 of the 50 accounts
Yeah.
here. How many did you get?"
Yeah,
And
exactly.
they would get so mad and they'd think, "You don't deserve this. You don't deserve this."
Yeah,
And I remember thinking they don't see all the hard work, right, that
that's
goes
right.
into it.
They never do.
But the founders of these companies, the CEOs of these companies, they would come over and shake my hand and
Interesting.
say, "Well done. If you ever want to sell, let's
Yeah.
talk."
Wow, that's cool.
Because I didn't go into the territory trying to take somebody's business. It wasn't like faster, cheaper. I was like, I would be the better model, right? And
Yes.
it wasn't an either or. So our product still works with other toxic things too. So
Mhm.
if people still want to kill something, well, they need our stuff because it goes in the areas where they're going to run and try to get away from it and
Yeah.
hide in places you wouldn't want to use a poison or a spray.
Yeah.
So it helped having being a niche,
Yeah,
and
for
then
sure.
getting a foothold in that and then growing from there. So anybody listening that wants to or has this idea that's like really, really out of the box, the world will think you're crazy until you prove it, which
That's right.
it can take 5 years or it can take even longer than that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Where
sometimes they even think you're crazy even when you get another new idea.
that's true. That's
Even though
true.
you've proven it, I'm like, "Well, I was
Yep.
right, like, before," but you gotta try crazy thing. You gotta do it. You can't go to your grave with those things
Absolutely. Totally
not
agree.
tried.
Totally agree. Where did you find your resolve? Where did you find your comfort in those times when the world, the industry, the category, even sometimes yourself are telling you this isn't going to work? Who are you going to? What are you going to that is your piece to remind you, yes, it is going to work?
Oh, Jack Daniels? There was a
Jack
little
Daniels. There you go.
there was a little bit of that back when.
Love it.
Um, but, the resilience, I think, I've studied this quite a bit, and I'm gonna be releasing a study on this. I've learned so much about this.
Mhm.
There's proof that it's actually inherited from the maternal grandmother's side.
Okay.
And my sister and I are both extremely resilient. And we always thought it was because we went to a different school pretty much every year of our life. Our family, we moved and we moved and we moved. We weren't military family, but
Right.
a lot of times we were minority. We were living in areas where we were the white kid and getting beat up and getting, all kinds of stuff. And
Yep.
it just didn't even phase us. We're like, okay, well, they don't know what they don't know, right? And we
Yep.
didn't. So we had resilience, and then our kids all have just this incredible resilience. So I think part of it comes from families, and then another part of it certainly comes from faith. And I always just told myself all over and over and over, God would not bring me to this without being able to bring me through this.
That's right. That's right.
And every time I thought, okay, well, this is going to be really bad, right? This is going to be a crash. We lose the farm, the whole thing. And over time, I realized time is kind of funny because it seems like it at the time, but 2 years, 5 years, 10 years down the road, it seems so like obvious.
Yeah.
So,
Like, why was I worried at all? Of course it was going to work.
So if I could erase anything, it would be the worrying. I set myself a rule that I'd never worry more than 20 minutes a day.
I love that.
And I'd set a timer, and it really helped because I'm like, I can't do anything about it if I can't do it in that time. I'll worry about it, do what I need to do, and that helped a lot, I think.
So, Carrie, do you guys operate on your social media a lot for your brand?
Yeah, we're on social media. In fact, we really cut our teeth on social media because it
Okay.
was a startup, and we were one of the first 100 websites actually in the country. I mean,
Wow.
it definitely dates me. It's been pretty recent, and I went to this Tony Robbins event, and I heard Gary Vaynerchuk speak, and
Huge fan.
it's this, the little guy comes running out there, and he's like, this, and this, and this. And I thought, well,
My Gary
yeah,
Vee book.
Day Trading Attention, that is such a good book.
It's a great
I have a
book.
signed copy from
Do
him.
you? Oh, that's so cool. I bought 15 copies when it came out, and I've just given them out periodically over time.
Oh. And I was honored to be invited on the release day when he rang the bell at NASDAQ the day he released the book.
I love that. That's
And
very
it was
cool.
so much fun to see. I'll never forget it because he had friends and family, and the pride and the joy in people's eyes.
Yeah.
He had more fun watching them.
Oh, that's Gary for you. I had the honor of being on his show, Tea with Gary Vee, that he did in 2020. When everybody was in their apartments locked up, he was doing an interview show. He would just invite people on, and I was able to grab a spot on there and just have a 20-minute conversation with him. And that was almost 6 years ago. And the most valuable thing he said to me that whole time, I tell him my whole story, what I've got going on, which was something very different than what I'm doing right now. And all he says to me is, "You're well on your way."
That's a pretty good words coming from him because
I'll tell you what, right?
that's like a Medal of Honor right there.
Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. Yeah.
He's not a word mincer.
Not at all. Not at all. If he had some advice for me, he'd have given it to me.
Yeah. Oh, he's so great that way. Some of the advice he's given me has been really game changing.
Yep. Yeah. That's really cool. Very, very cool. What for you as we're winding down, Carrie, what for you has been the most important characteristic, personal characteristic that you've learned about yourself and developed over this 18 years of having your brand?
Ooh, that's a big question there. The whole thing really in entrepreneurship to me it's like a spiritual journey.
Mm,
And uncovering the person that God created you to be is like crazy.
Yeah.
It's like scary and it's fun and it's exciting and it's like everything all at once.
Yeah.
And it doesn't stop. And
Yeah.
that's the fun thing about being in business, because you're around other people, but you have to become a better leader to get, to make your people better, right?
That's right.
And it's a pretty big shoes to step into,
Mm.
climbing that mountain, right, in the
Yeah.
business world, because I think of business as a ministry, really.
Mhm.
And when it's done well, oh my gosh, it's life-changing for people.
Yes.
It allowed
Absolutely.
me to create an environment. All the jobs I'd had, I was like, I'm able to do it now, to create what I wished I could have had. And it's made
Mhm.
us a top place to work,
Love that.
and people can go home to their families and be leaders in their own families,
Mm.
which really has helped through all this crazy stuff that's going on in the world. They
I
don't
bet.
have to go home with fear from
Yeah.
us.
Yep. Yep. I love
Yeah.
that. You have recently, I say recently, it's been about a year or so, I believe, since you hired your CEO for the brand. What has it been like for you, kind of stepping back from that and kind of handing that off over the last year?
Oh my gosh, it was crazy. I was ready for it. Right now I'm doing a 15-hour work week experiment
Wow.
and seeing how much, right, I can do in that time. And I had a goal to spend like 20% of my time with my grandkids and
Mm.
families, helping different organizations. I'm on a couple boards,
Mm-hmm.
but the creativity that I've experienced since giving up that operational role has been just like
Mm.
insane. It's like now
Yeah.
the angels talk to me instead of the other
Yeah.
way around, and
Yeah.
it's like I have the time. It's like an amazing experience to sleep in your own bed every night, because I spent I don't know how many years in planes all the
Yeah.
time and in hotels, and I didn't know what city I was in when I'd wake up half the time.
Yeah.
And it's just something that you do when you're building a company in the early years.
I
And
love that.
I treasure it and I love it. And I see my team and I'm just so thankful and so grateful. And yeah, I'm like, I know they're getting up working, and I'm like sitting there having my coffee, and I felt guilty at first,
Yeah.
but now it's like, how can I help them even do better?
Mm. Right, right. Yeah, exactly. You're not done. You just have a new opportunity to be able to help them succeed.
Absolutely, and work on more of the long range kinda
Mm.
stuff.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. What advice would you give for somebody that's bootstrapping a new business and trying to imagine, give birth to, and raise a brand of their own?
I would advise you to ask an entrepreneur for help, and don't be scared to ask, like, a big entrepreneur
Mm,
for help. I
mm,
asked some of the really big ones, like Brian Chesky
yeah.
from with Airbnb, and they do not say no to you when you
Mm,
come and you are so earnest and like you're scared and you're timid and you're
mm,
like, because they've been there and they totally get it.
yeah.
And they say that people just don't ask them for help because they think they're too busy.
Interesting.
So a lot of people
Interesting.
think, oh, they're too big. But the real deal entrepreneurs, those who've been there and done that, have faced every kind of crushing resistance, right? So many things have to happen to grow the business. So
Yeah.
it is a joyful, like angels in heaven singing when they can help somebody that has that rare thing in them that they want to do something.
Yeah.
They know it's a calling, you
Yes,
know.
yeah, and I'm a firm believer that a true entrepreneur, a successful one for sure, can recognize it in someone.
Yes, 100%. It's a trait. You can see it, and
Mm,
It's in your eyes, it's in your words, it's in the
Mm.
nervous way you ask. It isn't
Yeah.
what people think. They have to be confident and they have to
Mm.
be so dressed up and articulate. That's not it at all.
Yeah. I
It's
love that.
it's really about the character and it's about the conviction
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's about the courage.
The authenticity.
100%. You can feel it in you can feel the shivers when you're around
I think
somebody like
so. I really believe that, even to some degree, across a camera like this, you can really see the passion that people have.
yeah. Yeah, it's a special thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Go entrepreneurs.
Carrie, thank you so much for having this conversation with me today and telling everybody about your brand. I would love for you to close us out with just kind of one more touchback on the brand itself and how people can find the products and even reach out to you guys, find you guys on socials.
Okay, great. So the brand is Earthkind, and you can find us at earthkind.com. You can find us, you can Google it, you'll find it anywhere. It's in stores across the US. Most of the major stores carry it, hardware stores in your town. You can find us online. You can find me online too, Carrie Warburg Block. And I'm getting social myself. You'll hear me talking about peace over poisons, helping people make better choices to stay sane in this crazy world and make all their dreams come true. Thanks for having me, Trevor.
Absolutely, Carrie. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to trying some of your products for the first time, and continuing our relationship, getting to know you, and engaging with your socials as well.
Well, cool. Send me your address and I'll get you a box of stuff. And
Awesome.
thanks all you streamers out there and your dog in the corner there.
Thank you so much, Carrie.
Bye.
Bye. All right, chat. That is going to be the show for this evening. Thank you so much for coming in here and joining me and Carrie Warburg Block. I believe that's how she pronounced it. Thank you guys so much for being in here and hanging out during the show. I know some of these are a little bit shorter than others, but I really like doing these interview shows. They're a lot of fun for me, and I get to meet really, really fun and interesting people. Schleppy, I love you, buddy. I hate what you're going through, and hopefully your community will come through and not be gay, because you deserve to be a part of the creator program, my guy. I really believe that. I hate that you're in the situation you're in. Dexter, thank you so much for coming in, dude. I really appreciate it. Guys, if you caught this video after the live stream and you are not a part of the Chizzy chat, then please comment down below. That's underneath here. I appreciate it very much, guys. Let me know what you thought of the show. Like it, repost it, do all of the things. And we'll catch you next time right here on Pudge TV. Later.
Hey, thank you for the raid, Pudge TV. How are you doing?
I wanna remember, I wanna forget the beautiful memories and the things unsaid.
Yo, yo, what up, brother?
Hey. Not much, but we're just getting ready to beat the boss. We just went into a tower and killed a mini boss. Keep the finally breaking. And right now I'm just building a chicken coop. I hope they hatch in here. I gotta go grab the eggs. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to put a wall of campfires on there as well and hope that works.
This game looks old school.
Go
It's
put
actually
them
not an
up
old
by
school
the
game,
kennel.
surprisingly. But yeah, it kind of does.
We were both just lost in the fantasy of a song you see. Now I say,
What am I looking for? I remember what I'm looking for. How was your stream?
There's a big black.
Stream was great.